Nathaniel here, and in this video I will be reviewing the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle set. So this set comes with 5 minifigs and 1 droid, obviously the minifigs being the Bad Batch. So we have Hunter with pretty good detailed facial printing for his kind of dark face paint and his bandana, and he has 2 different facial prints, and he also has his helmet, which I honestly prefer over the hair, with the detail of the lighter patch, which kind of offsets with his darker face paint in a way. So that's a good minifig. Here we have Wrecker with his very detailed kind of mutilated left half of his face. And one detail on the face here that I don't remember seeing in the Bad Batch series or in Clone Wars Season 7 is they have some stubble printing there. But I don't remember seeing Wrecker with any beard or anything. So Hunter and Wrecker both have knives. One thing with Hunter, I feel like in the Bad Batch series and in Clone Wars Season 7, frequently he uses a blaster pistol much like Echo or Tech, or he will even sometimes use the blaster that Wrecker uses. But for some reason in this set, he doesn't have either of those weapons. So that's one minor thing that I think could potentially be a little better. Next up here we have Echo with very detailed printing on the head. You can see all the kind of knobs and robotic implants in his head. Also, he has printing on his right arm, and if I had any complaint with this minifig in particular, I would say his right hand isn't actually a hand in the Bad Batch. It is kind of a robotic stick that is capable of only this, pretty much, and he uses that to interface with computers and everything. So if they could have incorporated that as a separate piece, I think that would make this minifig flawless, but at the same time I can understand them not wanting to make a separate mold that they're only going to use for one person. And again, detailed helmet, just like with Wrecker. Next up we have Tech, and Tech, just like Hunter, has a hairpiece in addition to the helmet, and also printing on both sides of the face. And again, I prefer keeping the helmet on for both Hunter and Tech. And one thing that I find interesting, as far as I can tell, Tech and Echo use the same blasters in the series, but for some reason here they have different blaster pieces, with Tech using this piece that was included in the Mandalorian Starfighter set, which I also reviewed somewhat recently, while Echo uses the more traditional blaster pistol piece. And then lastly, as far as minifigs, we have Crosshair with good, again, very good detailed printing. He has the crosshair kind of scratched over his eye, and helmet piece with a really cool green visor. My one thing with Crosshair in this set, I would have liked to see Crosshair with his kind of part of the Bad Batch squad armor, so following basically the same color scheme as the rest of these guys, as opposed to the armor he has here, which is his kind of Imperial armor that he sports through most of the Bad Batch series. I understand the choice to do this, but I think I personally would have preferred to see Crosshair as a member of the Bad Batch in this set, and then have another set put Crosshair in that Imperial armor. And then also here we have a gonk droid. And this gonk droid actually is a defective unit, and that is why it is a part of the Bad Batch. So that's just a kind of interesting thing that they managed to include for the series. Now let's move these guys aside so I have more space to show things. This set includes 2 speeders, so the bark speeder that they're using now for everything with kind of a darker printing, and also this kind of strange bright speeder, which I didn't remember seeing in the Bad Batch when I first got this set. But then, since then, I have rewatched it, and I looked specifically for this speeder, and eventually did see it. I think, personally, that this set doesn't need these 2 speeders, and some of that extra piece count then could have gone into making the ship itself bigger. But, at the same time, these speeders and the crosshairs different affiliation kind of add for play value if kids want this set, so in some ways I can see the logic in that move. And now the ship itself, obviously the wings fold down, and as you just saw, it has spring-loaded darts. Those are both positioned down here, right here, and so the wings fold down for flight and fold back up, and I'll actually fold them out to the side here. The cockpit here opens, but then also the entire top section opens like this, allowing access to the interior. And in here you have space for 2 minifigs, and there's really not much space in the back here. There are a couple cool stickers. There you can see, kind of looks like a Wolfpack clone trooper or something with headphones on. And then on this side here, doesn't look like it's going to show up well, just has a couple big ships from Star Wars. Also right here is something that pulls up, and there is a little bin in there which you can use to store weapons or something. I typically put Hunter and Tech's hair pieces in there just so they're somewhere where I know I'm not going to lose them. So if I could get this back in place. Sometimes it doesn't want to close right if you don't load it properly. I'll deal with that later. I feel like the ship does have very good detail. Also in the back here, if stuff wouldn't be falling off, we have kind of closable, so these can kind of limit how much power is going out of the engines, or they would kind of close if the engines aren't being used as much, and then when the engines need to be kicking full force, they open up more like that. I think this is a really neat set. I do wish that it was a bit bigger and had more space for the minifigs inside. I think that it would be a lot better if it had that, like the, I forget what year it is, the Shuttle Tidarium set that had Leia, Han, Chewie, and a couple of Rebel commandos, one of them being the suspected Captain Rex appearance on Endor. That set has room for 2 minifigs in the cockpit and a few then back in the hold, in addition to some cargo. So I think if they had managed to take out these speeders and scale up the ship to allow more space in the interior, I would like it even better. But as it is, it's really cool. I like the detailing. I really like how the cockpit looks there. And great minifig lineup. They did a great job with all of these clones. And I think that really wraps up everything I have to say about this set. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.